welcome to the Monday night mesh call. And it's my massive pleasure to be coming to you on Christmas Eve. Like, I really do appreciate that you have been able to make the time to come here. You could have really been anywhere, but you've decided to jump on here, and that makes you officially crazy. So I won't go into it too much, but the reason why we are doing this call is to really just get the people on here to train you and share their knowledge that have actually got runs on the board. There's enough people out there that are like giving swimming lessons when they're drowning themselves, and enough's enough. And this call is now becoming a legacy for a lot of people. Like, I want this to be going on for a long, long time, and I've actually got a target. There's a woman out there that has done this for over 25 years without missing one single Monday. So I've almost caught her. We're almost like 8 months in. We're probably 12 months in. But anyway, I won't go on about that too much. Today, it is my pleasure to introduce Michael, who's not only an amazing coach, an amazing trainer, he's also created wealth for himself. So he's got runs on the board, so that's always a good thing. He's an amazing salesman, and he trains people how to have better sales, better marketing. So that means a better business. So he's not only all those things, but he's also a great friend of mine. And listen, he's one to watch. So follow him if you're not already. Most people already are. And, you know, if you need help in either marketing or sales, after you hear this, don't forget to reach out to him. So, Michael, take yourself off mute, and, mate, it's all yours.
Wow, bro. Thank you so much for an amazing intro. And it's so awesome to be back on this call again. I am freaking honored and grateful and excited all in the one that there are people showing up on Christmas Eve to take their businesses to the next level, and therefore their life to the next level. It's seriously making epic shit happen. So I may as well just jump right into it. Hey, Joel. Cool. So really, for me, the outcome of today's or tonight's call is I want to sell you guys on doubling down on your marketing, because for me, and what I've realized is that it is so detrimentally important for business, if not the most important thing that you should be mastering. And I'll share a story about myself, and I don't think, Joel, you've even heard this one, bro, but I was actually, and I'm aware I'm speaking to a lot of network marketers, right, in the group. That's what it's all about. I was about 22 years old, and I started network marketing, and I was all in on it. I actually, left my job at the time, and I was so sold on this opportunity and so excited by it, and I was so driven and so hungry. I was 22 years old. I saw the opportunity, and I wanted to create an awesome life for myself, but I also wanted to help people, and I had this idea of having this team and all of this great stuff. And I remember attending the meeting, sitting up the front, and I was hitting the numbers and doing everything that they told me to do. And yet I still struggled to get the results. And that was the reality of it. And I embarrassingly enough, I kind of got bitter that I wasn't getting the results. And I saw other people around me that were killing it, and they looked like they were doing it easily. And I was just thinking, like, what the hell? And I started getting into blame. And I started thinking, well, how are they doing it so easily? How are they getting results? People are buying new Mercedes-Benz and earning hundreds of $1,000s a month, yet I couldn't get even more than a few people on my team, recruit people on my team. And I thought, is it the product? Is it the company? And it was a completely different company back then anyway. And I started thinking all these things. And what I realized now is the people that were absolutely killing it, there was they were hitting the same numbers as me, maybe even less. But the reason they were doing so much better was because they'd mastered their marketing. And case in point is, it's just so obvious now, because just the other day, Joel Lord, or it was actually last time we were on one of these calls, asked me to join Juice Plus. And my immediate answer was yes. Yet, I had 4 or 5 people in my inbox at that time also asking me to have a look at their opportunity. So why was my answer for them flat out no, I'm not interested at all. Don't message me again, please. I said no. And as soon as Joel asked, it was, yes, I'll do it. What was the difference? They both asked me, was it the way Joel asked? Did he use some special wording or some special strategy? Or was it something else? Was it something that happened before the ask? So I see there is 2 ways to growing your business, guys. And you can do it 2 ways. You can do it with quantity, hit more numbers, ask more people. If you ask 100 people, you're going to get X amount of people jump on, right? And if you ask, say you'll get 1 sign up. Or if you ask 200 people, maybe you get 2 sign-ups. But another really, really great way and effective way to grow your results is to actually get better at the conversion. So instead of it being 1 out of 10, what about if it were 8 out of 10? What about if you could improve your influencing skills to the stage where you were converting more people every time you asked? Who's open to that idea? Okay, cool, great, I love it. So this is what I figured out the difference was between, Joel and everybody else asking me is the fact that can everyone see this? Just say yes if you can see my screen. Cool, awesome. It's very simple, and all things that are the truth are simple, and it's the same with marketing. So I knew Joel, and I liked Joel, and I trusted Joel. Hence, he got a yes. Okay, I knew what he did. I knew how he did it, and I liked him. We were in a state of rapport. Very simple. I followed him. I subscribed to him. I liked him. And then thirdly, I trusted him. I saw him as the expert in network marketing. I saw him as the expert or the authority in it. Whereas these other people that would pop up in my phone and say, hey, check out my opportunity, I would literally ask, like, who are you? Like, I didn't even know I had them as a Facebook friend. So what are the chances of me actually joining them as a business partner, or even taking a look at what they're selling? Cool. So this is the reality of it. So this is what your marketplace looks like. So there are 3% of, let's just say, your Facebook friends that are ready to buy now. There's 6 to 7% that are open to it. 30% that are not even thinking about it. 30% that don't think they're interested, and another 30% that know they're not interested. They're the numbers. And that's why you see so often in not just network marketing, but I'm also in the coaching space as well. That's why you see so many people hit the ground running at the start. As soon as they announce it to the universe that they've joined a network marketing company, or they've become a coach, or they've started a new business, they have 3 or 4 people that will buy immediately. So that's how it works, right? And then what? After they get the 3%, they're like, it's just not easy anymore. I just can't find anybody else to sign up. So this is the difference between like the newbies, the end there, or the actual really great marketers that focusing on something different. What they're focusing on is not the 3%. They're focusing on the 67% here. They're focusing on the 67% here. Can everyone still hear me, by the way? Yeah, is this okay? All right, cool. So they're not focused on the people that know they're not interested. These people cannot be converted, but they're focused on these ones and converting them into people that are buying now by being committed and consistent with their marketing and adding so much value, so much educational marketing that the person that's not thinking about it starts thinking about it. The person that was not open to it has now become open to it. Maybe I could do that. Maybe that is the next thing for me. Maybe that is the solution until they're ready to buy now. And then the great marketers are seen and stand out as the only option. That's what great marketers are doing. So I plead and I beg with you guys to think long term. And marketing is the art of standing out, not fitting in. And if you want to fit in, then you can just ask all the time. But if you want to stand out, be committed, be consistent, and add value to the marketplace and think long term. Think about getting these people to the stage where they're ready to buy, where they're ready to hear you out, where they're ready to say yes. So how do you get them through the ranks? It's literally by them knowing you first, actually being aware of you, liking you, and trusting you. The more people that can know you and then like you and then trust you, the better. So here's 7 weapons of influence on how to do that. Is everyone keen to know how to do that? To convert people from going from not even thinking that it's for them to actually, hang on, this is for me. Actually, I want in on it. Sign me up. Because if you get that person, how much more power has that person got? Once they get on board, are they going to tell a few people? Are these going to be one of those amazing stories that are at the front room sharing on how this idea grew on them and how much this means and how much this decision means? It wasn't just somebody throwing some money at the thing because that's their nature. Cool. So here, can everyone still hear me okay? All right, cool. All right, here's the 7 weapons of influence. So the first weapon of influence is why. You've got to, with your marketing on social media, you've got to tell people why you're doing something, because people are going to come to their own conclusions anyway, regardless. So you got to write your own headlines, and we've got the power to do that with social media now. You can put a caption on your photo and state your intention, because if you don't do it, somebody else is going to do it. And let's be honest, there's a lot of fear-based thinking in the world, and especially around, well, not especially around, just there is a lot of fear-based thinking, and people come to different conclusions on different things. Like if you posted a photo of a Lamborghini and said, my Lamborghini, somebody would come to it. Somewhere in the world, someone would come to an awful conclusion of that. But if you said, this is my Lamborghini and the reason I'm posting it is to inspire you to go for great things, you're stating your intention. So tell them why this means so much to you. Tell them why this is such an important thing for you. If you just take a photo of the team meeting with all of the people around you and say, oh, this is a team meeting, why don't tell them why this means so much to you? Maybe there was a part of your story where you didn't have these positive, empowering people around you. And now that you have them around you, you're grateful. Maybe sharing the why will have someone resonate with you. And then they like and love that post, and then you follow up with them. And that's a different conversation. Say, oh, I get you. Because in my life right now, I don't have those people. I don't have that positive environment. Tell me more. The huge power in why. We've all got a want and a need to be connected to something greater than ourselves, right? And to no one ever says, I wish my life had less meaning, less purpose. So give them that purpose, right? Let them in on yours. All right. That could be the thing that has them jump on board, right? Second is reciprocity. And Joel is a master of this. And what it is, the law of reciprocity is saying that if I give you something, your natural reaction as a human being will be to give back. You want to give me something back. So know this, that this is a bias in the brain, and that adding value into the marketplace is very legitimate. So it makes the ask so much easier when you know that you've added so much value first before you asked. They say if you want to earn $1 million, then help 1 million people. So I'm not saying give away the product. I don't know why you couldn't do that, but you could. What's stopping you from doing a Facebook Live series if you're a master at cooking organic, healthy food and making it a cheap option, and making a Facebook Live series around that, and having people like you and know you for that, and adding value to heaps of mums out there, or dads, or whoever, and being able to start conversations that way. Give first, or to put together, if you've mastered being able to go to the gym every day and work out, maybe put together a PDF guide for rituals or something like that, something you can give just to keep giving. It will come back. Thirdly is commitment and consistency. This is massive. Like, so many people are not committed to one thing or consistent long enough to actually reap the rewards. Yeah, they bail out. Every day, post, committed, same message. People will know you. People will be able to get to like you. Not everybody, but your people will be able to. And the fourth is social proof. Social proof is huge. All right, we don't like to admit this, but there's another cognitive bias in the brain that's called the bandwagon effect. And if everybody else is doing it, I also want to jump on board with it. So if you get somebody on board, you could share that with the world. If somebody actually joins your business, share that, celebrate that, put it out to the universe. Say, hey, John's just jumped on board. Here's his why. Here's his why. Sarah just jumped on board. Jane just jumped on board. Then all of a sudden, people that weren't open to it before start being open to it. 5 is liking. So it's clearly what it says. It's liking. The key is being vulnerable. And if you can be vulnerable, then people can then like you. It seems counterintuitive, but if you can show some things that make you relatable in your marketing, so you share maybe random stuff, things that you find funny, or if there's include them in on your family, and things that make you human, because the more you can do that, the more relatable you can be. And people also let you off the hook for things that otherwise they wouldn't have let you off the hook for, if you're actually likable. Yeah. It's like the more vulnerability you show, the safer you are. It's completely crazy to think, but it's the truth. It's the truth. People will look over mistakes that you make if they actually like you. Cool. And then the 6 is essentially, in some ways, the opposite of that. It's being the authority, being the expert. So I would highly recommend you guys have a long think of why you're the authority, why you're the expert, why they should jump on board with you. Why you? What's your story? What makes you the expert? Authority is so powerful. Like, if I was on the street and if you guys were on the street and somebody asked you to move your car and it was just some random, what would you say? Would you say why? I'd probably say why. But if a police officer told you to move your car, what would you do? You'd move your damn car really quickly. right? So that's how powerful authority is. So this is legit. This is legit. So what makes you the authority? And don't be afraid to market that. Market it. Tell people. Okay, and scarcity, it's not my favorite, but it definitely still gets people to move and influence them. And that's if there's a lack, then they want to jump on what is scarce, essentially. And there's so many ways to use that, but it can also work in reverse if they feel like it's a tactic. So be cautious of that. Be cautious of that, but it still works. Cool. That's my 7 weapons of influence. That's what I believe you should be thinking about as you're posting, as you're marketing. And just know that this stuff works, and this will get people knowing, liking, and trusting you. And then when you go for the ask, it's going to be 10 times easier. If you do the uncomfortable work with the marketing, if you put yourself out there and share yourself and share your life and share your journey and share the results and literally stand out, this will make it so much easier when you ask. Cool. That's what I got.
Amazing, mate. Amazing. So, who has some questions? There've been some questions that wanted to get asked. Like, you can take yourself off mute and ask Michael. Hit him up. Put him on the spot.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah, go for it.
So my question was basically answered with those 7 weapons of influence. But I guess for me, I'm struggling because I feel as if I'm trusted in an area, so the health and wellness side of things. And now I've jumped on board to this, and people are like, hold on a second. We don't know you in that. That's not who you were. And now you're doing this. So I feel like I do need to expand my circle, obviously. But there's people that I know would jump on if I had been in it longer. So are they people that I just sort of wait to let them watch me work and then go back to? Or how do I, from the beginning, I guess, get that authority in something that I've never been in before?
Yeah.
Because everyone starts somewhere, obviously, but do you have any tips for that situation?
Yeah, that's a really good point, Carla. I think it's definitely a mistake to think that time is the basis in what somebody needs to make a decision. It's not. And if that were the case, it's just not. What is the case is people generally have a convincer, and they need to be convinced of your authority or of your capability or expertism or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And some people, it can be once. Some people can see you doing enough once, in their opinion, and say, all right, I'm ready to buy. And some people might need 10 times.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
And the way to do it is with those 7 weapons.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll be able to open them. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cool. Who else has got a question? You got an expert marketer. Wouldn't you like to make like 6 figures, 6 and 7 figures in your business like Michael?
Disagree with something or agree with something. Tell me what you got from it, or tell me what you didn't like from it, but don't sit on the fence and be mutual. Sorry.
Because I'll just ask you a ton of questions. That's all. So, okay. So for someone so say you were coaching Kyla right now.
Yes.
What steps would you give her to get started faster?
Get started faster. Okay. Where are you at, Kyla? So
I don't have any teamies.
You don't have any
team members. And I really need some. Really want some.
Yeah, really want some. Okay. And you really want some. Okay. Do you know what kind of team members you'd really want?
Yes. I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Tell me, what are they like? What type of person?
They're mums that are wanting to improve their life. But I'm mums and also fitness people. So I'm attacking like my gym buddies and my mums.
Okay, cool. All right. So where do these mums hang out on Facebook? Where do they hang out in general?
Yeah, they hang out and about.
Out and about.
Out and about doing mum things.
Okay, awesome. Well, it's like proximity, so it's getting around them. Yep, and getting them to know you first. Yeah, and then to like you. So then that's adding them value. So giving them value, so that they start subscribing and following your journey. So I would just say once they're in, I would just think it like this: if you ever meet someone, then they add you on Facebook, and then they start subscribing to your content, and then you can build a relationship with them, and then just keep giving them value until you're seen as the expert, and then you can offer them a call. You can offer them a call to help them even further, and what that is going to show them an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I would do it.
I feel, how would you go about that first team member? Like, do they, because that generally are they asking, do you have other team members? Why am I your first one? Like, are people apprehensive? Are other people's first ones apprehensive? Like, is that how it is? Or
yeah, this is that can happen. It didn't happen with me for network marketing, but it happened with me in my business. But I believe the reason I had people ask me that is because it was my own insecurity. And what I'd done somehow that unconsciously is I'd attracted that question in.
Yeah.
And then I started having people like, are you sure? Like, are you sure you can help me? Like, have you show us your results? No. And then I just decided to cut that, and I was just going to be 110% certain. Yeah. I was just going to, my tone of voice, my whole body was just going to say, no, if you do this, this will change your life, and we're going to get you the result no matter what. And then all of a sudden I had no one ask me, and no one even cared when I had helped 100 people. No one was asking how many people have you helped, because the certainty stayed the same. So, it's the certainty. Be certain that you're a freaking boss, and whoever joined your team, you're gonna do everything that you possibly can on your end, and they've got everything they need around them anyway to thrive. So
awesome.
Just know that.
Yeah, that was awesome. And for me, when I didn't have belief in my ability in the business, I've got a lot of ability in business, but this specific business, that held me back I let that hold me back for a long time. But what I did is I woke up to myself and thought, hang on, we got Christine, we got Beck, we got Linda, we got the Westwicks, we got all these people that have got that much certainty around this business that I could easily connect them with anyone who can handle this better than me. And there's actually 0% chance that I'm ever going to be able to let them down, because I can be a really good pest. That's what I'll be a pest to Christine. I'll be a pest to Beck, and make sure these people get the help they need. And that bridged the gap on my certainty around the business. So I knew the business was great. I wasn't so sure about myself. But then I thought, well, hang on, I've got all these massive amounts of resources. It's impossible for these people not to get a great start. And because I know that I can just get the help. And once I lost that worry in my own head, that own bruise in my brain, that own objection, which was really my objection, people stopped doing it. We got people into the business by just asking them, have you ever thought about being an entrepreneur? Because you're just certain, and then they'll go, oh, yes, no, maybe, and then you just lead them down the path. And this is nothing new. This is Eric Worre, and I just went back to simplicity like that, and I didn't try to make it too all over the place. Yeah, you just that'll start a conversation, or how's life been for the last 12 months? That'll just get you
Yeah.
No one asks that anymore. No one. And this is about like, and I did not know that this was going to start off the way it did, like Michael saying those great, amazing things about me, and I really appreciate it. But yeah, that's where I just kick everyone's ass. I ask people how they are, and I mean it.
Yeah.
Not, and like, if you guys, if this is a good fit, great. If Michael's coaching is a better fit than joining Juice Plus with me, they go to Michael.
Shut up. Shut up. That's why I win.
So that's follow-up.
That's why I win.
I'm following Michael up live on the call.
He even started a podcast with me. That's how committed he is to his follow-up. That's how committed he is. He's stuck in it with a podcast with me now because he's just wanting to build a relationship. But no, but that's seriously, like, there's so much know, like, and trust there. He could ask me for, like, and I was once a client of his, but he could ask me for my credit card number and I would just give it to him because I know there's that much trust there. So
we were having coffee, weren't we? We were down at the Elk, and I said, I'm wondering something, and he said, what? I said, I'm wondering if I've got enough rapport so I could just reach in and get your credit card out and sign you up to Juice Plus. That's how
that happened. So,
and he says, I'm going to make it work for it. I was like, okay.
You can do that with your marketing. You can do that with your marketing, and it's freaky. It is absolutely freaky to open a conversation with someone and you literally just say, like, this is what I'm doing now. Are you open to jump on a call? And they say yes. And I've had someone say, like, I was already sold before the call. I was already sold. I was actually waiting for you to ask me. So and look, 7 keys of influence, whatever. At the end of the day, I think I just call it being inspiring.
Yeah.
Just being inspiring. Like, you're all leaders. You're here, like, on Christmas Eve. You're wanting something more out of life. You're not a sheep. All right. Sheep are doing sheep things, right? And people love to be led. Like, I love to be led. Like, I want leadership in my life. And so do these people, right? And they will follow you just from the fact that you're taking action and speaking from your heart on post or sharing your life and just not living a sheltered life. And it doesn't matter, if, like, we all get it and we just don't feel like we're enough, right? We all get it. It's all very human. Sometimes I'm like, who the fuck am I? Sorry to swear on your thing, Joel, but who am I to jump on a live and tell people how to act? Like, who am I to do this thing on marketing tonight? Well, yeah, good point. Like, good point. But I know that there's some people that are like 3 steps behind me that would get heaps out of it. Okay. So know that. And there's people, there are those people that actually see you as enlightened, see you as some next level shit, and they will buy what you got going on, like, just from you asking. They're your people. Screw everyone else. No one. Don't worry about the rest. Don't worry about the rest. But yeah, with your marketing, you attract them. You attract them in.
Thank you.
I'm looking at your Facebook right now, Kyla. People will join your team. There's no doubt about it. You're doing a good job. It's coming. Don't worry.
I feel it in my bones. I went to a yoga retreat and I think I just saw Emma O'Reilly say I really needed this chat, and I feel like I did too, because what came to me at the retreat was that things that I'm doing every day, my mentality and stuff was given to us and told to us, but the people that were at the retreat were mind blown by this stuff, and I was like, oh my goodness, I can do this. Like, I'm not a fraud. I am 5 steps ahead of some people, and they're the people that are looking up to me. So you saying that really did hit home. So yes.
Yes, that is a great train of thought to be on. Yeah, that is a great train of thought to be on, and it's the inner work and realizing, and not one person see that as an excuse not to ask people for the sale. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying it's once you actually keep looking inward and saying, well, what is this? What is that thought about me being fraudulent? Whose is that? Am I a good person? Like, do I deserve to have like amazing amounts of money and help other people do that as well? Do I deserve amazing amounts of health and to spread a good message? Like, is it good intent? Well, hell yes. So where's this voice coming from? And when you can clear that negative charge, it does happen a lot easier, dude. It does happen a lot easier.
And for the value of the people that are going to listen to this on the replay, because there will be a lot, like, how do you deal with, like, okay, I'll start by saying, like, I've thought I'm a fraud only about 10 billion times. So everyone's thought it. As a coach, as a businessman, through my entire business career, there's been times where, especially when things are going all right, you're starting to get a bit of a momentum. You're like, oh, hang on a minute, who am I? And you know, even I was so blessed to be able to speak on stage for 4 or 5 minutes at Game Plan, and to think that I had the lead up of 4 weeks or whatever I had. How many times do you think I would have thought, hang on, I'm not NMD, 100 Club. What the hell am I even doing up there? And I'm sitting next to like some pretty big stars. You know, I've got Brian on this side and I've got like the other girls on this side, and they're just killing it. And I'm like, this guy that could do shit fast, you know? But they just want to, but exactly what Michael said, like where I was comparing myself to the people in front of me and completely forgetting about everyone that needed a hand that was behind me. You know, and my value comes from, you know, from a different way. Like maybe I haven't got the NMD 400 Club yet, but I do have like coaching experience, and I do have, you know, business experience of like 20 years, you know, so my value comes from a different place. So like your value could come from your power could come from your past experience in the health industry anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And when you said that you come from the health industry, and I look at your Facebook and everything like that, Kyla, you in particular, like I would believe you more because you have that background when you told me to jump on, not less.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, agreed. Absolutely agreed.
Who else here has felt like a fraud when they're teaching someone something or something's going on in their life? That's everyone. Even I know Christine and Emma have got their hand up too, even though they haven't got their screen on. So that's amazing.
It's very real. It's very real.
And you just got to push through it because it's never going to go away. There'll never be a time where you don't feel it.
It's not. It's the nature of the beast. You can't have like no resistance and want to have all the upside. You can't. The percentages don't work that way. There are not that many people that are pro change, pro abundance, pro success. There's just not. 99% of people are not pro that. They see someone in a BMW and they're unconscious. They're completely unconscious. Their unconscious reaction is that guy or girl must be a dick. Or like, how did she get it? Or how did he get it? Like, oh, I bet it wasn't something positive. I bet it didn't help people. Like, maybe, but it's unconscious. There's another conscious part of it where there are so many CEOs and so many ultra rich people that have literally done it through helping and caring about so many people, and that they've been through so many more challenges. They've overcome so much and learned so much about people in the world. So that's the reality of it. And it's you know, for whoever can handle it and keep on going and know who the hell they are throughout the whole journey, despite what happens externally. Whether, you know, you're going to get hits in your business, like money-wise, you're going to have people that will take from you, or you're going to have losses and you're going to have unfair stuff happen, and people casting judgment and saying things and all of this stuff. But it's in those moments when you know who the hell you are and why you're actually doing it, then it's just a no-brainer on why you're going to continue, and why you are continuing. Because it's about the growth and it's about contributing to the people that are ready to help. I'm not doing it to please everyone, and you guys shouldn't be doing it to please everyone either. Some people are not to be pleased. I'm doing it for the people that can be open, that can actually be opened up, and that I can inspire them to keep on going in their journey. And I'm just speaking about me because I'm speaking about you guys, right? I can't have this conversation with everybody.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. All right, well, guys, I'm going to ask him a couple of questions. If you had a superpower, Michael, what would it be? If you could have one, what would it be?
Yeah, I think it's just to master a skill instantly. I think that would be fantastic. If I could, it would completely take the fun out of it and all that stuff. Yeah, I think I'd enter the Matrix.
I reckon that'd get boring. I understand why you're saying it, and I thought it was really cool until I said the Matrix, and then I thought, well, that'd steal the journey. I was in recently, I'm in a chat with a couple of other leaders, and we were all getting punched in the face by the market. It was not necessarily a fun time, and we're just like, oh my God. And then I just thought, hang on a minute. This is the journey. This is the part we're meant to love. Oh, hang on a minute. I actually do love this. I couldn't imagine myself doing anything different. The goal isn't the what we're after. It's the growth. This journey is the fun part. Coming up with ways to not have face down moments that last a month long or a week or a day even. You can actually just get back up faster. That's the fun. I love it. And I've actually, by having that mentality, when people so I've got haters, right? And I've had them for a while, and I got new ones. I got rid of the old ones. Tell me
about it, bro. Tell me about it.
And I got some new ones. And a couple of months ago, even 6 months ago, if I'd found out I had haters, I would have had to confront them. Now I just laugh with them. I don't care. I agree with them. Hey, you're right. You're 100% right. I'm all those things. Amazing. And if you're angry about it now, wait till next year. 2019 is really going to be a bad year for you because you're going to have a lot more to hate. And I just don't care. And it's amazing. And failure, I attached it to the love of learning. So instead of the failure being painful, the learning. So failure precedes learning, and I love learning. So when I fail, I'm like, yes, I'm going to learn. And then I'm not scared of failing anymore because I'm going to learn something, and it's never the end. So
yeah. The jump gets addictive. The jump,
it does.
Yeah, it does. It gets addictive in a really positive way. I had an amazing message from a client before that said that she's booked herself in for skydiving next year. And the symbolism of that is that she said she would never skydive in her whole life. But what she's realized is that on the other side of fear is where the magic and the growth is. And it's actually really cool to jump into fear.
Everything you want is on the other side of fear. Everything.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Amazing. So, Michael, if you had a billboard and the entire world could see it, what would you say to the world?
Say, jump into fear. Jump into fear. That's what I would say.
Jump into fear. That's amazing.
Yeah, jump in.
That's been epic, man. Thank you for jumping on, and thank you everyone for jumping on tonight. This is not going to be a very evergreen piece of content because we're saying Christmas Eve all the time, but that's totally fine. We wear our Santa hats, and I really do appreciate it. And I just want anyone that's listening to this call who has any fear around rejection, any fear around any of that, remember you got the entire Mesh movement backing you up. So whether you're an entrepreneur, that doesn't matter. Whether you're part of the Juice Plus company or some other company, that doesn't matter. We're all about lifting people up. So if you guys ever have any fear like that, just imagine you could just jump into one of our chats and say, hey, could you guys support me on this this message because a hater's jumped on there? and we would just bombard them with so much positivity that they will probably move countries. They'll probably change their identity. So it doesn't matter. And we do it with positivity. So you've always got the Mesh movement behind you. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. And the recording will be up later. Merry Christmas. And I'll see you next Monday. We'll be showing up. So
thanks for having me, guys. Awesome. Have a great Chrissy.